Hi, Annette Neal from PRD Whitsunday, and I'm here today in the beautifully glorious winter Whitsundays. Who would believe, if you're in the southern states freezing, that this is what winter is like here in the Whitsundays? It's the end of Airlie Beach race week. Unfortunately, the wind has disappeared a lot over the last week. We've had very windy weather for quite some time, and the last week or so it's really died off, and it's been beautiful boating weather if you're not trying to put your sails up, of course. Now, in news this week, we had the National Cabinet meeting yesterday, of course, with the Prime Minister and all of the state premiers to talk about some rental reforms. As we all know at the moment, there is a housing crisis that's taken over the entire country. And what's the solution to it? Well, it's not an easy one, is it? Nothing that's a quick fix, and certainly lots of ideas being thrown around. There was discussion around the laws in regards to being able to increase rent in a tenancy and making sure that that's kept to only once per year as a standardised thing across Australia. Of course, there was lots of other things discussed around termination of a tenancy under domestic violence, a few things being considered there, minimum property standards, which Queensland is bringing in some laws starting in October around Queensland minimum standards for rental properties. And then the interesting take on it all is going to be what's the flow and effect in regards to investors moving into the market. So in the Whitsundays here, we have seen a healthy appetite from investors because we do have quite high rental yields in comparison to the capital cities. Now, of course, with the caps on rent increases, that's great news for tenants. However, what's going to be the effect on investors and their appetite to keep investing into certain areas if there are those caps? Because of course, as we know, interest rates have gone up 11 out of 12 months, taking out the last few months. So you're seeing interest rates continuing to rise, and if you can only put the rent up once, what will investors think? Interesting call to see what they think on that. So it's a watch and see to see what reforms do come in and what the way forward is to try and find a solution to the housing crisis.